Hi, it's me. It's Darlene with Tinge of Bravery, and I'm going to take you a little bit through my day because I think I need to do that. I think if I'm going to create content, it needs to be authentic, and I need to exhibit a lot of transparency. I've said this before, but if you're new to the show, that's exactly what I am trying to do. And today in particular, my day went through a plethora of emotions. And I'm going to tell you a little bit why. I'll be honest, I wanted to try recording as I was driving home because everything was just like super welling up in me and I needed to capture the moment. But I'll explain why I couldn't do that here in just a minute. Anyway, thanks for joining us. This is Tinge of Bravery. We are on Apple, Spotify, YouTube, Facebook as a blog. Tinge of Bravery, and occasionally Instagram. So we would absolutely love it if you would subscribe, share, and join us when you can. So anyway, what made me want to get on here and share my day with you is because three particular events affected my day that I feel kind of go along with being a single parent. And there was a moment as I was driving home that I could feel that frustration, like that sincere frustration of, I hate this. This is the part of being a single mom that I can absolutely let get to me. And that's when I feel like, I could get really upset that the girls don't have a dad. I could. And yeah, I think it's perfectly natural that I have those feelings from time to time, but it's what I do with those feelings that makes all the difference in the world. And I hope my story can help you as well when you do go through these emotions that are really hard to hold in, and when you feel like you just want to throw your hands up and you want to give up, and once it passes you discover, hey, you made it through. So anyway, it's Sunday. My daughter had her first softball practice with a new team in Kansas City. That's great and all, except it was raining, and so we knew that we were going to have to do the practice indoors. Once again, not a big deal. We're used to this. So we headed out and we made our way to Kansas City, which is about an hour from here, and probably about 5 miles from our location did it just start pouring rain. Like a torrential downpour, to the point where I had to put on my hazard lights and I couldn't hardly see anything in front of me. And I did not want to pull off to the side because I know I did. I personally had more of a fear that pulling off to the side, that someone would run into me that couldn't see me. So it was better for me to just kind of like keep going. My car's big, hazard lights are going. And we had about, by the time I really got to thinking about it, we had 3 miles to go before our exit. And so I pressed on. And when I go through these rains, this is not the first time. I thought about the other time that it happened. And, I think we do have to go back in time when we have made it through. And this is like no different. Driving in a hard rain is scary. And I think you need to find a calmness within you. I know I do. And I'm talking out loud to God the entire time. I'm like, okay, God, you got to get us through this. Or I'm even saying, really, this is ridiculous. Come on now. Can you please let up a little bit? So I think just talking those things out not only helps me to distract my mind, but I think it's also good for my daughter as well, who's in the passenger seat. And, for her to witness that, I'm doing my best to remain calm and composed. And I think that is across the board in a lot of things that we go through in life that are affecting us, not just torrential rains, but, when we think about, going through a crisis of any kind, from, a washer breaking, a car breaking down, losing a job. I think, all these things just are really sucky. They're horrible, and they affect us emotionally. And I think it's how we present ourselves in front of our kids that makes all the difference. And I want my girls, to really find their faith. I want them to go to God in absolutely any circumstance whatsoever, whether it be the smallest of circumstances of, their first day at school, to the biggest of circumstances of their first day at their first job, or driving through the rain or snow. Nonetheless, we made it, and the rain, of course, stopped, once we got there, and we got to our practice. And afterwards, we were supposed to have a cookout at the coach's house, just kind of a meet and greet and team meeting, which was absolutely good. But here's where I really had to evaluate life as it is. And I just got frustrated because toward the end of the meeting, my daughter is letting me know in the past few days that her volleyball shoes are too small. Okay, so we looked at, we were shopping yesterday, didn't find anything. She's a little particular, but in her right mind, she's right. She's got to have the right fit, because if you don't, you're uncomfortable, and your feet, no matter what you're doing, if you're on them a lot, you got to have the right fit. So a little frustrating, but toward the end, we just decided, okay, we got to go to a couple of stores before we head back to town, because our better chances were in the city that we were in. It's a bigger city. We had more options, but we only had 1 hour to check stores in Kansas City that I'm not completely familiar with. I should be. I've been there almost every weekend for about the past 8 years. But anyway, had to GPS ourselves to Dick's Sporting Goods, and then another one. And I'm just like, okay, so at the same time that this is happening, we're trying to find shoes, my other daughter is texting me and saying, I need school supplies. If you guys go to the store, can you please pick these things up? Okay, this is the day before school starts. Well, not technically, because school started Thursday and Friday. Well, actually Friday for this middle daughter. But they don't know what their list is until they get to their high school classes. It's Sunday night. Okay? We could have had yesterday. She could have had most of today. Hey, it's a learning lesson. I'm figuring these things out, and so is she. And not only did she just get her list on Friday, so did the youngest daughter, who needs the volleyball shoes. So it was a phone call. And, I'm the kind of mom where I do want to accomplish it all for them. I want to let them know that I'm capable. But I also want to empower them, which I really tried doing and talking them through a lot of things. And this was just one of those times. I had to call my middle daughter and say, look, we're not going to go to the store. We're trying to find shoes. And then as soon as we're done, I want to get home, because it's 7 o'clock. We're already not going to get home to almost 8. It gets better, or not. And so I talk Annie through it. I'm like, we're a team. We have to handle things together. And given what our schedule is going to potentially look like, over the next several months, I'm going to be on the go a little bit more. I'm going to need your help. And I just pretty much said, I need you to go to the store for us. You've got to get supplies for yourself and your sister. And this may sound very how do I say, like, well, that's simple. And it is. But when you're still navigating like singlehood, single parenthood, and you're also running a shop, you're learning new teams. It's my daughter's first year as a senior. She had to work today, and she also had to work yesterday. I mean, those are components to this. You know, she worked yesterday 8 to almost 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 hours yesterday. So heck yeah, she's going to come home tired, as well she probably should. And then she worked today 6 hours. And you know, that's huge. I mean, that's a big deal for a 17-year-old to be, you know, handling work like that on a regular basis. Not to mention, you know, she's also working the days that, you know, before school started. So there's two things that, okay, these things are happening in the last moment. The one thing I didn't mention about the drive to Kansas City in the rain is not only could I not see, but now I'm discovering my tires are not good. So let's just add that to everything else I need to get done. I can tell they're not good because when you're kind of sliding on hard rain, it's probably not a good thing. So that's added to the list. Okay? I'm still being me. I'm okay. Still being composed. We're at this get together. We got to go find shoes in an hour. At the same time, we got to get school supplies. Not only that, then I get a text message from my oldest daughter and her sunroof is leaking. This is something that I was told about and she knew about a few months back during the last torrential rain. And other things just happen. It stops raining. You forget about this stuff. It's going to happen. So I need to figure out how to not forget about things and how to get ahead. Am I being a little hard on myself? Yeah. Am I kind of whining? Yeah. But here's something else, a part of that. So while I'm running from store to store, I'm texting a couple of people that I know work in body shops. So, hey, I'm conquering this. I'm doing my best. And one of them calls me back in the middle of our store, and I'm like, I can't talk right now. I'll call you right back. So I call him back as we're going to the other location. He explains to me what the problem likely is and how it probably just needs to be all replaced, because this is our second bout with this leak on her sunroof. And, you know, it's a 2017, you know, very thankful to have it, but it's going to have its issues. And I just said, can't do it. I mean, can't replace the whole sunroof or this regulator part. So he agreed to see the car, you know, outside of work hours and try to run, I don't know, a filter or something through it. But I'm doing it. I'm figuring this out at the same time. And I can't say anything else, but you just don't do these things unless you have God by your side and you're literally leaning on him. And I am. So we get to the second store, no shoes, okay? I'm a little frustrated at this point because yesterday when we're driving home from Kansas City again, I asked my daughter, I'm like, we should probably stop at that Nike store. And she's super tired. She's like, no, I don't think so. She doesn't remember that. I do. And I'm like kicking myself for not making it happen, but it didn't matter. They probably wouldn't have had the shoes anyway. So nonetheless, no shoes. We're driving home, which cost us about an hour of our time. And because it cost us an hour, guess what? The rain is back and it's torrential again. So not only are we driving back, but we're running into this torrential rain again. On top of that, my oldest daughter is back at college and she needs to come home tonight. And she says she's on her way home and the rain is headed her way. I call her after I pull off the highway. Fortunately, there's no luck. It's all God. Fortunately, we're close enough to an exit. I pull off. We're in Lawrence. We're halfway between, Kansas City and home. And I call her. I'm like, do not go. Just don't. Just don't risk it. Take your time. It's worth the wait. And Claire and I, we cut through Lawrence and we avoid the rain. I gotta add one more thing to that. Not only are we waiting to the last minute for school supplies, shoes, a leaky sunroof. What else was there? Was there anything else? Oh, discovering we've got bad tires. A test needed to be done, a concussion test. Listen, please do not hold all this against us. We're trying, we're navigating this life. Stuff's gonna happen, and we make it happen. We get it done. Fortunately, because maybe I am the kind that tries to see no, I don't see the best. Well, maybe I do. I try to make good of every moment. There. I take my laptop almost everywhere. Good thing I did, because guess what? We're driving home, pull out the laptop, get on a hotspot. She takes the test on the way home. And that's what brought me to this recording right here and now, because I thought, it's 17 minutes. I gotta hurry up. I think I'm frustrated because this resonates with, I'm mad because I'm single momming it. It's raining, bad tires, no shoes, daughter's gotta drive, no test done. But we're learning. My daughter's gonna figure out how to contact someone at the body shop to look at her car over the weekend. My other daughter teamed up with us to go take care of school supplies. That's very responsible. She learned that. The other one learned how to take a test on the way home, which she's going to have to do more of, because if she's in sports, she's going to have to learn how to do homework on the way home. And we prayed through it all. I remained composed. I got off the highway. We took a detour, which saved us. And it taught me, and not taught me, it helped me to reinforce to my girl, stay back, wait until the rain stops, and now we're home. My mood is so much better. I'm so thankful. I did a post about my middle daughter because it's senior Sunday, and I love writing. And I'm all good now. We're home. We made it. Test is done. We still don't have shoes, but that's okay. My daughter's coming home. God willing, she continues to make it home safely. She should be here anytime. School supplies are done. Still a decent time. Get some good rest before school starts tomorrow. And that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Parenthood is hard. Doing it by yourself can be even harder, but when you got the grace of God, all things are possible. So please lean on Him. Know that I'm with you there. Stuff's going to happen. Remain composed. Pray through it all. Talk out loud if you have to, because God wants to hear those prayers. So anyway, catch us on one of those social media platforms. Share, subscribe. I am out of here because I'm ready to get my pajamas on and eat a snack and get in my bed like I usually do and do some reading or what have you, and just thank God. So take care all. I'm always here for you. Leave your comments, questions, and anyway, I shall see you again very soon. Okay, bye.